an email from a guy named Ken Shipley, who is one of the heads of this label in Chicago called the Numero Group. And basically he just wrote to me and said, Codeine vinyl, what do you say? And which I was kind of stunned by because I was really familiar with Numero Group's work, and what they do is primarily it's reissues of primarily really obscure soul music, like 60s soul music from Belize and places like that. And so it wasn't, we weren't quite in their typical profile, but Ken is a really huge fan of the band, and just asked. All of those records are, the contracts are owned by Sub Pop in perpetuity, which is like a contract we signed when we were young and stupid. And at a certain point, I thought that was a really bad decision to have made, and I've realized since then that it was actually probably a pretty good decision, because to their credit, Sub Pop has kept the CDs in print, and even more significantly, right now they have kept them in stores. So even though the band hasn't done anything since 1994, like, we still make a little bit of money from those sales every year, which is kind of amazing at this point. But the vinyl's been out of print for a really long time. We asked Sub Pop if it was cool with them, and they said it was fine. What they get is Sub Pop gets a percentage of the pressing, like a kind of small tiny percentage of the pressing that they can sell themselves at their website. And so Ken is a real completist, and he was like, just send me everything that you have, like any unreleased stuff that you have, and allow me to kind of sift through it. So he did some sifting, and we did some sifting, and basically the 3 records are going to be reissued as double albums. Mm-hmm. And so each extra record will be B-sides and 4-track demos and live stuff and Peel sessions and all kinds of stuff like that. And it'll also be available as a 6 LP box. And there'll be CDs included inside, because Ken really hates those MP3 download strips of paper. He was like, those MP3 card that you get, and he just finds it offensive. So so those are going to come out May 9th, and we're going to do about a dozen shows in the US and overseas. We're going to it looks like we're going to start at the All Tomorrow's Parties Festival in London, and the Primavera Festival in Barcelona, and in Porto, and we're going to do about half a dozen shows. We've gotten, I'm still really good friends with those guys, and so we see each other quite a lot. All Tomorrow's Parties started waving money at us several years ago. Barry's a really big fan of the band, and so we'd actually gotten together and played just to see what it would be like. And it was surreal, and we just weren't sure if that was the time to do anything. But once it was clear that we were going to do these reissues, we agreed that it would make sense to play some shows, and Barry was the first person that I notified. We also do this thing pretty much like every Christmas for the last 20 years. Johnny, the guitar player, will call us up, and he's given to recording covers of like ridiculous pop songs to give to his sister for Christmas. Mm-hmm. So there's an archive of Codeine covering like Indian Reservation by Paul Revere and totally stupid songs, and that's an archive that's going to remain underground. But
that's not going to be on